in the process of being able to connect all the devices that are in our critical care units directly into the electronic medical record, so that our teams at night, 365 days a year, can watch patients' vital signs minute by minute. And that's made a big difference in the care that we provided at Lehigh Valley. In fact, in a peer-reviewed study, we basically cut mortality in the ICUs that were under the study by 31%. So that's a big number. To give you some idea, that means 500 to 600 patients walk out of our ICUs alive based on this technology bundle and the fact that we're monitoring them 24/7 that may not have otherwise done so. So that was working with a big manufacturer to bring that product to life. In fact, that is now part of their software suite. So on the working with smaller companies, we actually worked with a company called Angel Eye Camera Systems out of Little Rock, Arkansas. It was originally part of the University of Arkansas to develop a high-end webcam system that we could place in our neonatal intensive care unit. So these are the sickest and smallest babies you will see. We have 45 bays that now have these high-end webcams for moms, dads, families, and friends can beam in and see the babies 24/7. It's pretty neat when you think that basically the internet allows us to do a lot of good things, maybe not so much tonight. But people from 62 different countries have already dialed in and looked at babies that are related to their families. So we're reaching a worldwide audience with this program. And based on that work, that was a beta site for this company. They are now in 25 hospitals across the country and growing. So we do a lot of innovative things at Lehigh Valley Health Network. I could talk about this all night, but I won't. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce the teams: Alvernia University, Lehigh Carbon Community College, Penn State Lehigh Valley, Lafayette College, and Muhlenberg College. And now I'm going to introduce our judges. Let's see, on your right is Peter Lega, and he's Director of Applied Architecture and Emerging Technology at Merck. Merck has tech centers in Bethlehem and Allentown. He's held software and technical architecture positions at CNET and Digital Equipment. He's a graduate of Moravian College and Stevens Institute of Technology. Yay, anybody else from Stevens? Okay, so there's 4 of us. To his right is Eric Luftig, Vice President at Victaulic Company. He's a graduate of the University of Massachusetts and has held marketing and business development and operations positions at GE, Nordson, and Scholl companies before coming to Victaulic in the Lehigh Valley. He is also currently serving on a lot of boards, including the Lehigh Valley Economic Development Corporation, the State Theater in Easton, the Valley Youth House, and Northampton Community College. And to his right is Michael Rice. He is Vice President of Marketing at Follett Corporation for the last 14 years. He's a Penn grad. He was Manager of Strategic Planning at Bethlehem Steel, is a board member of Red Cross, and has held faculty positions at Moravian College and DeSales. So without further ado, it's my privilege to call Beth Stepien and Justin Gibbs to the podium. They're already there from Alvernia University, and I guess they're on the clock.
Well, I will let you know when to start. Just as a reminder, you do have 10 minutes. I will be setting the 10-minute timer. Once you get to 2 minutes, I'll give you a warning. And if for some reason they're not talking to the judges, by that time the next team come up to the other podium. And your time starts as soon as your stuff shows up on the screen. So just give it a second. There is a bit of a delay as, projectors try to catch up with technology. You may have to restart it. It threw you into presentation mode. Sorry.
All right. Hello, everyone, and we are Pets Hotel. We are the creators. This is Justin Gibbs. Unfortunately, our other teammate, Carolyn De La Cruz, could not be here with us tonight, and I am Beth Stepien. So, Pets Hotel is located in Miami Beach, Florida. We offer a kennel-free environment, so pets are not in their cage all day, and we are connected to travel agents and hotels to make reservations easiest for our clients. And we give owners the insurance that they can bring their own toys and food for their pet so that their pet is most at ease and so that the owners are most at ease. Our management team consists of the CEO, which is Justin, and he is a management major. Carolyn was the CFO, and she's an accounting major, and I am the COO, and I am an HR major. All of our talents together make a Pets Hotel the best it can be because we have such different knowledge and such different skills that we can put to the team. And all the owners are putting in a $60,000 cash injection in the start of year. And for sales and marketing, we all work together to try to make our ideas and how we market our company the best it can be. And to talk more about marketing is Justin.
So when it comes to our target market, we're really going to target animal enthusiasts, and especially those individuals who want to take pets with them on vacations. And then with that being said, we're going to look at the demographics of middle to upper class incomes, just because they have disposable income and they're more going to be frequent vacations, and as well as retirees for the same exact reasons, because they have more disposable income and enjoy going on vacations. When it comes to our competition, we don't really have a competition in our field because we're a pets hotel for all sorts of animals, from reptiles to birds to cats to dogs. But we do understand that there will be other competitors that just specify in just one aspect. So there will be a lot of daycares, areas in the area that will be our competitors, dog training centers, local pet shops, individual dog walkers and providers, and even hotels that allow you to have small pets in their establishments. When it comes to our market strategy, we plan to connect with hotels and travel agents, as well as pet shops, and rely heavily on social media and promotions to get our name out there. We plan on launching in Miami Beach, Florida, because it's a high tourist destination. And like for myself personally, I can't ever go anywhere without my dog. I take my dog to campus all the time. Just imagine taking my dog on vacation in Miami, and what better chick magnet is there, honestly? No. Anyways, with that being said, we're going to try to expand to other travel destinations and eventually try to franchise our company. When looking at our SWOT analysis, I kind of already went over our strengths, a little bit of our weaknesses and our opportunities. But when it comes to our threat, our biggest concern is that we are going to be in tourist destinations. Just really means that real estate or rent is going to be really expensive. So after looking at the market, we've noticed that the unemployment rate has dropped to 4.5% according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, which just means that people have jobs now, meaning they have more money to go on vacations. And with that being said, even in the start of 2017, air travel has increased about $35 billion, which again, just another indicator of more travel. And with all those people traveling, a lot of them are households, and about 68% of households own a pet, and most people want to take their pets with them. We've also noticed that PTO, the paid time off, is more frequently used in this generation, unlike older generations where they would roll it over and just wait for a lot longer times. And we've also noticed that pet groomers, pet walkers, pet sitters, and other pet industries are thriving, mainly because pets are like people's children nowadays. So we are looking at a startup cost of $405,000. We're looking for two different loans. One will be $200,000 loan for equipment, $100,000 for working capital. And what we're really looking for is, some help from investors to, help out with our loans there, so we can have investors there, and it'll help us gain a profit much sooner. How we plan to generate our income is we're going to charge $60 an animal for a day, and we did kind of crunch the numbers down a little, and we think that we'll have probably about 20 animals a day. So with that being said, it'll be like $1,200 a day that we'll make. We know we're not going to work all 365 days of the year. Just not that many people always are on vacation, so we're going to work about 245 days, if that was our working days. And with that being said, we'll make about $294,000 in revenue. Give it back to Beth to go in depth with our numbers.
So our revenue, we pretty much already talked about. We're getting our income from the two loans, and we are also having a cash injection, but we do make revenue every single year. And our expenses starts with our salaries. Our employees include the managers, a receptionist, a dog trainer, a groomer, and our vet tech that gets paid at $16.50 an hour. The vet tech is the most important to make sure all the animals are safe and that they are in the best care that they can be. our largest expense is going to be our rent. Every single year rent is going to be $180,000, and in the startup year there's going to be an additional $4,500 for the down payment. And our utilities will be around $12,000 a year, but it does slightly increase every year after the startup year. And we already talked about our loans and how we will be getting those and when we will be paying those off. And then we do have our marketing expenses. This will be $20,000 within the startup year, and it does increase to $30,000 every year after that. And we do start to gain profit in year 3, but like we said, we'd like to make a profit sooner, but we can't do this because of the loans we have to take out right away. So overall, we are targeting retirees and individuals who like to travel and if they have disposable income. And we are connected with travel agents and hotels to make reservations easier for the clients. And we are a vacation for your pet. And in the future, we would like to expand to more hotels so that more customers can come to us. And we would like to expand to more popular travel destinations. And doing this, we would become a franchise and hopefully expand overseas. And we would also like to add more activities for our animals, something like a pool so that they can go out and swim. So, a Pets Hotel understands the struggle to leave your pet behind, but now you can count on us to give your pet a vacation with you. Thank you very much for your time. Are there any questions?
First off, thank you. Appreciate you guys taking the time here. Wanted to ask a question about who is your customer. So you talked about the retirees and those that are traveling, but you also talked about the travel agent and the hotel. The money will come via the travel agents, and if not, what's the benefit to them?
The travel agents are just more of our way to advertise with them, and it's just more reason to people to go to travel agents so they could provide better ways for pets to get down there to their destinations they want to go vacation at.
So the benefit to them is
That
You do have to pay a fee.
Yeah.
There's going to have to be a fee. We were talking to a couple, and there would have to be some sort of fee in exchange, but we're still doing a separate reservation. So when they make the reservation for Miami Beach, they also do one with us, but because they're pretty much marketing our services, we're going to have to pay an additional fee.
Yeah. All right.
Any questions for the judge?
What do you see the biggest risk in this venture?
I would think this would be the competition. I mean, there's a lot of dog industries now. Now, pets are becoming a big thing. Everyone has a pet. Well, almost everyone has a pet. But our biggest competition is going to be, and our biggest threats will be, that we'll have some sort of competition, whether it's with dog places or even a daycare. But we're trying to get outside of that zone, and we became more unique by doing all pets.
Okay, thank you. And one more question. What is it that is the unique factor of this pet hotel that would prompt the additional inconvenience of going someplace else besides just taking one's pet to what seems to be ever increasingly pet-friendly hotels?
Yeah, the difference with us is like we don't just accept cats and dogs. So some people have reptiles, birds, and it's hard to find sitters that want to feed birds or reptiles. So we're willing to do that kind of stuff. How many people are willing to give a mouse to a snake? Not many people that I know of.
I'd be one of those.
Thank you. Very interesting presentations. So have you looked into, maybe speak a little bit to the research you did around what it would take to be able to take care of a variety of animals? I heard you mention LVTech.
There would be a couple. We have to do it. We did look into this, and we have to have areas that are sectioned off. Yes, we are going to be kennel free, but we have to keep the animals separate to kind of keep care, like the LVTech would do, but that would be in case if the animal gets sick because it doesn't like the weather or something. There's all obstacles. But we would mostly have to keep the animals separated so that they're most safe.
Testing. Oh, wonderful. Great. Cool. Hi there, I'm Kira Gobes,
And I'm Kelsey Strobel.
and we're both juniors in the Ideas program at Lehigh University, and I'm studying computer science engineering and design with a minor in entrepreneurship.
And I'm studying material science engineering and sustainable development with a minor in product design. And we are the inventors of Loop, or as stated on your program, the Kungana Tech Ring. We just recently decided to change our name. So before we get into what the product really is, we want to dive into the root of the problem that Loop is trying to solve, which is the gender gap in engineering. In the United States, only 15% of certified engineers are female. Being female engineering students ourselves, we really wanted to get to know why that's such a problem. First of all, engineering is male dominated, and that's because many girls from a young age are not encouraged to pursue STEM as an education. Engineering and coding specifically are also seen as very intimidating fields to study. For instance, Kira wrote this code and I don't understand what is going on with that. Third, engineering is seen as a very nerdy, very uncool thing to pursue, even though it's not. So a lot of middle school girls especially are very discouraged from pursuing something that's not going to make them cool in high school.
So what are we going to do about this? Our product, Loop, aims to directly overturn the perception that engineering is male-oriented and intimidating. It is a wearable tech bracelet that connects to an app on your smartphone and teaches basic programming for middle school-age girls. You'll be able to connect it to an app via Bluetooth, and from there, you'll be able to customize your ring your bracelet via code. You could customize it to do different patterns when you're near your friend, via light flashes, vibrate, and when it's time to go to school, and all different types of functionality. Loop is a new way to connect with your friends, but it's also a way into an online community networking platform where you can connect with current female engineers and learn about scholarships and universities in your area. So we're certainly not the first people to recognize this trend that there's a lack of female engineers out there. There are a lot of already really fantastic programs out there that are working towards fixing this. For example, in-school programs. STEM-focused classes and clubs are really great programs, but they need motivated teachers to help them work. Nonprofits such as Girls Who Code and Technovation Challenge are how I personally got excited about computer science, but they require a lot of resources and support to make them happen. And finally, educational toys, which clearly we think are pretty neat, and there's some really cool stuff out there, such as Little Bits or Jewel Bots. But the problem with things like this is that they require the extra motivation of a student to be motivated to learn, to look for a toy that has an educational value. So in analyzing all these solutions that exist already, we noticed that there's a little bit of a gap there, a big gap actually, we think. What happens when a girl isn't lucky enough to go to a STEM-focused school or be exposed to really motivated teachers that get them excited about engineering? Or what if they already have the preconceived notion that coding is nerdy or too hard for them? This is exactly where Loop fits in.
So we wanted to make a product for girls who are just now finding their own personal style in a world all about customization. Through blending fashion and technology, girls will be able to use Loop to enhance their personal style while gaining some educational skills along the way. We're going to target middle school age girls because they're at a very critical age in their learning when they're most open to new concepts and new ideas and haven't been too impacted by gender-biased stereotypes. Also, the technology industry is booming right now as tech has been very integrated to all of our lives. And by 2020, there will be over 1.4 million new computing jobs opening up. So hopefully, through the use of our smart bracelet, a lot of those jobs will be filled by women.
So after purchasing the bracelet, users will connect to the app via Bluetooth, and this has our old name on it, so that's why I accidentally said ring earlier, and you'll see our old name there. But once they're on the app, they'll be able to connect their bracelet up, and they'll be coding via block-style coding. And this is a really innovative, cool way to teach beginner programming that turns those scary long lines of code into graphical blocks that you can connect together to learn the logic behind coding. And this is a really innovative, great way to learn coding that we've done a lot of testing with. It's how I learned how to code, it's how I've taught middle school girls how to code before, and so we feel confident that it's a great introductory tool to get girls engaged from the start. We'll also have additional upgrades where you can access more advanced programming techniques from the future. Also, you'll see on the far side, the community tab that I was mentioning before. Our vision is that after girls realize that engineering isn't about sitting behind a computer all day, they'll be able to figure out exactly what it means to be a woman engineer in the field, not just a computer science, but all STEM fields. So they'll be able to ask questions and learn about scholarships and universities and opportunities in their area.
So we've been working on this project for about a year now, and we've had some pretty strong validation along the way. For instance, we won Lehigh University's, through the Baker Institute, Lehigh University's entrepreneurship competition called Eureka. and the Davis Peace Prize. We've used the funding from that to make some more advanced hardware prototypes, and we're trying to help build our team to work on the project this summer. We've also had the opportunity to engage with our target market at the Da Vinci Science Center, and tomorrow we're actually going to a middle school to talk to some girls in conjunction with Tech Girls.
Yeah, so as Kelsey mentioned, we've been working really hard on prototypes, and I'll hold up in a moment what we've been working on right now. But our plan for the summer, you can see that this is like a little light up thing. It also vibrates, and you can code it to do pretty much any different function that you want. But we're really looking forward to developing more advanced prototypes this summer. And then through that, by the end of the summer, we're looking forward to doing more extensive user testing and making sure that we're on the right track for developing something that's actually fashionable for middle school age girls, because we aren't positive on what that is right now. But we're not doing it by ourselves. We're really excited to be working with our advisor, Kathleen Egan, who's the VP of Client Success and Analytics at Curie, and also for hardware, neither of us are electrical engineers, so we're really excited to be partnering with a grad student at Lehigh Vibersud, who's been helping us out with some hardware.
So we recognize that there are a lot of steps ahead of us, a lot of obstacles we're going to have to overcome, but we're really passionate about helping to reduce the gender gap in engineering. Now, our goal is not to change the mindset of an entire society that women can be engineers, but we do want to change the mindset of individual girls, just a few at a time, so that hopefully they will realize that they can do incredible things.
By empowering women in engineering, we take a stand not just in the world of engineering, but in all issues. An educated woman is more likely to stand up for herself, fight for the issues that she cares about, and stand up for others. In this way, fixing the gender gap transcends being a personal or even American issue. To really take a stand and make things happen and work towards women's equality in all issues, we really need to activate the national, even in the future, international community and get things started. And we feel that Loop is the right next step to make this happen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Two quick questions. What do you anticipate the cost of entry would be for your target customer?
We're still working on developing the exact cost of what's going to cost our customer, because we're still working on what exact technology is going to be in all of the chips and how much it's going to cost to develop a chip. But we're hoping that it's not going to exceed over $80.
Plus the cost of advice.
Yes.
And also, have you considered open sourcing it?
Totally,
Yeah.
definitely. that would be the absolute vision. That would be really
The
cool.
ultimate goal
Is to have you go from transitioning from that block style coding that's really basic at the beginning, transitioning that into maybe more full-scale programming on your computer, and then having it be open source so that once you master that, you can do anything you want with it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just thoughts around how you'll protect the idea you have.
Not really, honestly. Short answer.
That's a great question, to be honest. But we have thought about it, and some people have suggested maybe taking patents out on it. But I think that we're still at the stage where collaborating with other people has been so beneficial for us. In just being really open about our idea, we've connected with so many fantastic people in the field, and even our competitors, such as Joulbot I mentioned, they're also a startup, and it'd be so cool if we could partner with them and work with them to come up with something that's the most viable option to make the most progress.
Question, who is your actual customer? Is it going to be the young girl? Is it going to be the schools? Is it going to be
Well,
foundations?
we picture middle school girls more being the consumer and their parents probably being more of the actual customers. They'll most likely be the ones purchasing it. But yes, our end goal is just the middle school girls.
And do you see this space big enough to create its own self-standing wearable apparel, as opposed to having to need to integrate with a Fitbit or some other type of technology, so that you'd actually be able to attract enough people to be interested?
I think so, yes. We've done a lot of, we're working on continuing testing with our users and asking middle school age girls what kind of product or accessory they're most excited about. When we did a survey at the Da Vinci Science Center for the middle school field trip day, if anyone else was there, a few weeks ago, or a month ago, we asked them what their favorite accessories were, and bracelet was the most common answer we got. It's also going to be the best entry-level way for us as learning electrical engineering to make something that's not too small. We originally started with a ring, as you'll see, that's on our thing, and then we realized that didn't really make any sense, and that was pretty small, so that didn't quite work. So a bracelet is going to be our first thing. Our vision is that it could be a whole line of products. So in the future, that could be really exciting.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next up is Electronic C. And the magic screen switch awaits. Once again, Hello, everybody. My name is Joshua Ermy.
Hello? Okay, there we go. My name is Joshua Ermy,
And I'm Ethan Williams.
and we just wanted you to imagine for a second you have a big meeting. Maybe your boss is there, the CEO of the company, or maybe you are the CEO and you're looking for investors. You go up to do a presentation, you get up there, everyone's looking at you. You think you did a good job, you sit down, you put hours into this, you think you nailed it. But then you look and you realize your tie is crooked. Now, I'm sure when I came up here, everyone was like, does he know his tie is crooked? You know, what is his problem? Is he going to be like this the whole time? And you're more focused on my tie than you were the presentation. Now, other problems occur with neckties. You know, it's a windy day. The wind goes, and so does your tie, right over your shoulder. You finally make it home, you get that nice juicy cheeseburger, lean forward, and there goes ketchup all over your new tie. Is there a solution? Yes, it's short tie, an affordable and concealed tie bar alternative. So there are some prototypes. They go under the lip of your tie and attached to your shirt buttons. Can't do it now, I have one hand. But those are the prototypes there. So short means to give support to. So short tie holds your tie firm while keeping the smooth flow of your tie intact. It does not puncture the tie like standard tie pins or leave a crease like traditional tie bars. This is our vision as a company. Our vision is to make short ties to men's neckties as shoelaces are to shoes. Everyone who wears a necktie will have a short tie. This is our market analysis.
Phillips Van Heusen has sold nearly 29 million neckties in the United States alone in 1 year. That's over double the population of Pennsylvania. Tie sales are increasing. The sale of neckties to men 18 to 34 increased by 13% in 1 year. 15,000 men in the United States learn how to tie a necktie every day.
So these will be our customers. We have designed a 3-tier market plan. So phase 1 will be a time scope of about 1 to 6 months because we could start this right away. We will sell short tie in person at local shops and online. And we will sell them in packs of 5. Phase 2 will be the medium-sized companies with a time scope of 6 to 12 months. We will partner with medium businesses and they can sell short ties with their already pre-made neckties. An example here is Nick Graham, an upcoming fashion company, and also what is catching on with the millennials is a package deal. You pay a monthly price, and a personal stylist gives you a necktie, a watch, a handkerchief, and short tie will be right along with that. Another part of phase 2 is what we call swag, stuff we all get. We've all been to those business conventions where you get stress balls, you get keychains, and we are going to partner with promotional companies that make these items. And you can get your company logo stamped on short tie. Every morning someone puts short tie on, you are advertising your company. Phase 3, well, it's a time scope of 8 to 12 months. Once we get well established in the necktie industry, we are going to try to get contacts with rather large companies such as Stafford, Van Heusen, Izod, and they can sell short ties with individual ties or in shirt and tie package deals. Now we do have some competition.
Our first competitor will be Tie Down. The problem with theirs is that they're overpriced, they're hard to fasten, cannot customize less than 500, and they have no contracts with any retailers. The second competitor is Invisible Stay Tie. They've only sold 2 million since 1994. Their design's flimsy, they have a poorly constructed website, and their only method through purchase is through a mail order, which is where you print out the actual order form, you enter in all your information, and then you ship it out to the company.
And we also have a customer advantage. These companies appeal mainly to males, but we will also appeal to females. There's a lot of waitresses, they wear ties, and any other profession that females may need ties. Actually, as we were making this presentation, a woman said, I can tie my boyfriend's tie better than he can. So we are going to not only appeal to males, but females as well. And our company structure. For the legalities, we are planning on making a limited liability corporation, so we have the protection of a corporation, but also the advantages of a sole proprietorship, or in this case, a partnership. Now, who will be in this corporation? Well, me, Joshua Ermy, I will be the CEO, and I will be in charge of customer relations. I come from a family of entrepreneurs. My grandfather was actually able to make it here tonight. He owned a business for over 30 years, and I've seen all the hard work that was put into that. And I also am a business owner already.
And I am Ethan Williams. I will be COO. I will be in control of logistics. I also have experience in retail inventory and money management.
And for expansion of our company, we'll have different sizes of neckties, either extra small, well, extra small and extra large, and we'll hire employees, in-house accounting and website design. Now for the revenue. As was said, this is manufacturing, so it's going to be a stamped plastic item, and we have met with plastic companies, and this is what the average is. Template design will be $7,000, and for each unit, it will cost 5 cents. So for 100,000 short ties, it will cost $5,000, for a total initial startup of $12,000. And our revenue sources, once again, will be personal sales, shops, and then retailers. At each stage, we'll have a steady flow of capital, and the only way to go is up. So for our first 6 months will be $3,200. Once we get our sales up, we'll have, in 12 months, $15,800. Then at 18 months, we'll have $166,100. So what that means is that after 2 years, we'll have $200,000. And this is net revenue. All manufacturing expenses and all other business expenses that we could come up with are included in this. So in conclusion,
Overall summary, everyone will use a short tie. We will establish a limited liability corporation, and we will execute our 3-tier market plan.
because with short tie, we want you to live life without worries.
Thank you both. You had mentioned that tie down was overpriced. What do you consider overpriced?
Well, for tie down, I believe they are charging $25 for 4 of them. And at 5 cents per unit, that is an exuberant rate.
And do you know how your product differs? I couldn't tell from the picture. How does your product differ from what they have, and do they have any type of protection on what they have?
Yeah, well, their product has a slit that actually goes over the button. And it's plastic, so it's difficult to put on. As you see, short tie just simply slips onto your button. And as for the protection, our unit is different. So if they do, ours, it wouldn't conflict with that.
Thank you.
I think I can keep mine. How much resources and staff do you think you're gonna need to reach out to all the marketing and being able to sell this broadly?
Yeah, well, once again, we're going to start up on our own, and the benefit of Ethan and I is that we don't really have a brick and mortar business, so we won't have those expenses. So for now, it's just him and I. But once we get the revenue, and once again, we're going to start all the tiers at the same time. So even though the time scopes are different, they'll all be going on simultaneously. So as we get more money, we will hire more marketing.
It appears that the biggest opportunity is getting in with the large apparel companies. What do you really see as the biggest barriers and the biggest issues that you're going to have to overcome for a couple of you to be able to generate the types of sales that would be necessary to make those kind of revenue numbers? And if successful, how long it's going to take for somebody from China to come in and try to undercut you in price?
Yeah, well, the problem right now to get into the companies are validity. So once we get in there, we already will have a shipment. So they don't have to do any project design, they don't have to go to any manufacturers. We already will have 100,000 of them for them to ship out.
Next up, Penn State Lehigh Valley.
When I got paralyzed December 2nd, 2012, I felt alone. Not knowing where to go and who to turn to, I felt defeated. But me being a United States Marine, I don't get defeated. The name of my company is PowerPerformance.com. I'm Kenneth Key. I'm a junior at Penn State Lehigh Valley, studying business administration with a concentration on marketing and management. Power Performance will be the #1 website for people with disabilities. To put things to scale, Facebook holds 18% of their market. Knowing that 1 in 5 people have a disability in America, that's 20% of the population nationwide. That's 60 million people. Power Performance plans to capture at least 2% of the market within 5 years. Power Performance will cater to a specific, unique, untapped market, which will give them the potential to be very successful. Our mission statement is to provide the community guidance and resources to empower people to independent living to their fullest potential. The value proposition is there's a lack of resources for the disabled. It's like a one-stop shop. So basically, this is what we're providing. We're providing everything under one roof. These resources will decrease the time and effort for people with disabilities. Our first component of the company is to build the community, because that's the main point, community. When I got injured, my whole life changed. There was a lack of resources for guidance and mentorship. It wasn't until I met someone who got me focused and I was able to start being independent. Being independent myself, I know that the disabled community is close-knit and very supportive. The only thing that's missing is that connection, and Power Performance is here to bridge that gap. The second component is technology. Here's a picture with me with Congressman Dent over at Good Shepherd, demonstrating the exoskeleton. And Power Performance is here to help advertise that type of equipment. The technology, what we will do here is we will trial, review, and promote the latest technology for a fee. Basically, what we'll do is we'll provide a platform for the medical companies and hospitals to display to their target market. We believe these companies are going to be knocking on our door. Our company is broken down into 2 phases. The first phase will be to grow the community, and we're going to do this on Facebook because it's free. We're going to do it on Facebook. It's going to be a 2-year process where we're going to develop the website, we're going to develop the app, we're going to develop sponsorship, we're going to grow sponsorships and infrastructure. We're going to do it by creating BuzzFeed. By creating buzz, we will do it with hosting like events and capturing over 100,000 followers on our social media platforms. Here's a quick video of me with some people in the community doing what we love to do. Using videos like these, we plan to capture the audience we intend and that we need to grow our market. The second phase will be to move that market of 100,000 plus followers to our website on powerperformance.com. That's where we will sell branded products. We will grow more partnerships. We will sell other streams of revenue like occupational therapy, physical therapy. We'll grow partnerships within the community like the local agencies. And from there, we plan to pick up big sponsorships. Our financial model is also broken into 2 phases. In the beginning phase, like I said before, this company, we're building our brand off building a community. So in our phase 1, our revenue is gonna come from grants and crowdsourcing. Our cost is gonna be marketing and Facebook sponsoring to boost our page to the front and development of the website. The second phase is where we're gonna start to continue to get revenue. We're gonna grow our sponsors and our partnerships. Then once we have that following, we're gonna charge members for an upgraded fee for a personalized view of the website. Those costs are going to incur developmental and maintaining the website, website apps, advertising, and growing content. Here's our financial model. Like I said, the first 2 years, we don't expect to make much money because we're going to be on Facebook. We're going to be growing our brand. But as we grow sponsorships and as we grow in the community with our following, we plan to attract the attention and create the revenue that we need. In conclusion, we know that powerperformance.com is here to inspire and to make sure that everyone is a fully contributing member of society. In the military, we prided ourselves on brotherhood. I just want to take that same sense and bring it to Power Performance. Any questions?
Thank you very much. That was very inspiring. Question for you as it relates to other forums serving the same community. What is it that you see about the expression in paraperformance.com versus some of the other forums that would serve that community that would allow you to establish a vibrant business and reach those revenue numbers?
Well, in research, the only direct competitor we saw was a website called A-Paralyze, and that's specific to people with disabilities. And that website wasn't updated since like 1998, and it's pretty stone age. So what's different about this website is we're going to be a more modern website, but we're going to cover people with all disabilities. We plan on being ADA compliant, so it opens up markets across the board.
Okay, thanks.
A question, you had mentioned obviously raising funds through sponsorships, partners, grants, but you also mentioned charging members.
Yeah.
I'm curious about, you must have given this thought around, is it free for the members and you make your money on partners and grants, or charge? And it sounds like you were going to go down the path of maybe charging.
Well, we were going to experiment in the beginning. Well, in the beginning phase, it was going to be free, but the website will be a free website, but we're going to charge for a more personalized experience. We're going to give users the option to make a profile, and we're going to charge for that experience. And then that profile, you would have the opportunity to mentor, and the website will track your progress.
Thank you very much. What are your thoughts about having editorial content, meaning professional writers versus a community-driven content?
Okay, that wasn't something that I thought about, but I'm not sure.
Do you have an interest in exploring that whole military connection and having a particular part of that website being for the military?
Yes, I did, because me being a veteran, that ties into the agencies, that community brand. I want to tie everyone into there. We want to partner with everyone. We want to bring everyone to this website. So we don't want to compete. We want to work together and make things easier. So that's with the VA, that's with the local hospitals, that's with the local gyms. So we want to be that hub for the people with disabilities.
Good, yeah, certainly I would imagine that the whole VA network would be a terrific opportunity for you.
Yes.
On the cost side, you said Facebook is obviously free, but the video you showed, which looked like it was very well produced, you're going to have some additional costs, I assume, on things that you're going to do yourself in addition to others that contribute?
Yes. Well, right now we're working with we at Penn State. I've got a Launchbox grant through Lehigh Valley, and I'm awaiting funding from the SBA. I also work through OVR, Office of Vocational Rehab. So I have grants and money coming in, and it's all being reinvested. 80% in marketing and 20% in development.
Can everyone hear me okay if I stand here? Yeah? Okay. Good in the back? Great. Awesome. Hello, everybody. Hello. Tell me when you're ready. Are we ready? We good? Tim? Okay. Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Barker Carlock, and I have the privilege of presenting alongside Sean McSherry, and we're joined by our colleagues Kara Abakunis and Bach Gwynn, and we are here to present to you Gel Labs. Now, at Gel Labs, we have a bold vision. We want to disrupt an industry, one that's entrenched, the plastics industry, and we're going to do it using an innovative business model and targeting particular customer segments in consumer plastics. This is how we're going to do it. We have 8 key objectives. The first 3 deal with a non-for-profit organization that is a research and development arm of our company. The bottom 3 are commercial applications, consumer products that will be and have a place and time for consumer biodegradable plastics now. And the mission is connected by creating a more sustainable future and also creating a higher quality of life with social impact. To the left, you can see Gel Labs Research. This is a non-for-profit research and development arm that will do one thing for our organization. It will be an intellectual property clearinghouse, will conduct materials research, and will also, because of its 501c3 status, create eligibility for our organization to secure grants in the environmental space. Now, to its right, Gel Labs Incorporated will be its commercial counterpart. It will take the technology that Gel Labs Research creates and find particular customer segments and particular customer products, which we have actually developed and we'll show you in a bit. And we'll take them using a sales and marketing team and a product development team to actually create really interesting products. So our organizational structure is very simple. I'll be the CEO. Sean is our CTO. Kara is our Director of Research and Development. And Bach is our Director of Sales and Marketing. Now let's get a little bit into Gel Labs Research. Over the past 5 months, we have developed 3 products. One of them will be focusing today, but I just want to touch upon and mention 2. One of them is we've been creating a coral growth matrix called Coral that is a biodegradable plastic that helps synthesize the regrowth of coral. And then the third is an environmental and organic pesticide that has applications in the developing countries, specifically in rice farming. Now, I don't have too much time to go into Gel Labs projection, but simply in order to get it started, we need $30,000 of investment in order to sustain research for the next 2 years. Now let's dive into Gel Labs Incorporated. Now, Gel Labs Incorporated has developed a product through Gel Labs Research, and it has 2 components to it that are really important in its value proposition. One, it's a biodegradable artificial bait, and I'll talk a little bit of why that's important. And then second, it's infused with an active bass attractant. So the product that we're talking about here is actually an artificial bait that has some really interesting material properties. So not only is it environmentally friendly, and most bass baits today aren't, but it also helps catch bass, and it's much faster. And we have the science to prove this. Now, Tom's Tackle, we've evaluated in creating packages of 10. Sean, would you like to show them our package? And we'll evaluate it and sell at $7.50. Now, the current market for artificial baits Currently, the artificial baits gross around $100 million a year, and Gel Labs Incorporated hopes to capture 0.05% of this market, and we have three major competitors. Our three major competitors each have interesting components to them that allow them to have their competitive edge. The first is Zoom Baits. Zoom Baits has scale. Berkeley Fishing has the attractants that we would like to compete with. And then Gary Yamamoto has a specialty. Now with our product, we're actually able to create an amalgam of these three, and we really think that we have a competitive edge. Now our sales operation takes the technology adoption model and has segmented our customer segments into 5 stages. The first stage is professional fishermen. So are there any fishermen in the audience, by the way? Okay, great. So you know who I'm talking to some fishermen. And fisherwomen as well. I saw some women's hands too. Gotta give you some respect. So the stage 1, we have targeting our professional fishermen, and we will be going to bass tournaments around the area. And in doing, as a lean startup does, product development with them, iterative cycles, and making sure that our product actually is viable and works well. The second stage, we're going to go to sporting expos. These are where we'll find our avid fishermen, our stage 2, those individuals who really take from professional fishermen and try and emulate what they do in the field. Now, in order to cross the chasm into general consumer markets, we're going to have to hit those retailers. These are our sport fishermen, places like Bass Pro Shops, Cabela's, and Dick's. Now, in order to talk about how we're going to get there, how we're going to scale, I'm going to turn it over to my CTO, Sean.
Hi guys, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the process, technology, and then move into some of the financials for our business. So we have been able to design and construct a laboratory production line of our bass bait worm, and we are confident that we could scale up this production line by using certain injection molding and extrusion technologies, as well as our cylindrical molding and packaging system that we have developed. So Gel Labs has done a very detailed financial analysis for the first 24 months of our operation, as well as the first 6 years of our operation. The economic assumptions and costs that go into these models can be found on page 22 and 23 of our business plan. So this is the cash flow statement for the first 24 months of operation, assuming that we have $300,000 of initial seed funding. For the first 3 months, we'll be producing about 3,000 packages of the 10 artificial bass bait worms. These will be used for promotional items, going to fishing expos, etc. We will increase our production to about 5,000 packages from months 4 to month 6, utilizing them for the same type of events. We expect to see our first sale in month 6, and after a 60-day payback period, we will gain revenue in month 9. We are going to have a 10% increase in our production from month 6 to month 15, where we expect to land a big contract with one of our Bass Pro Shops or one of our Dick's Sporting Goods. At this point, we will increase our production by 50%. Will remain sustained for the remaining of the second year. It's important to note that we will begin paying back our $300,000 during month 12 at an interest rate of 30%. So those 2 years were included in this detailed annualized projection. So as you can see, with the net cash available after our second year, we will be purchasing more equipment and more capital so we can introduce new products to the market in the 3rd and the 5th year. So we will go positive during our second year, and as you can see from the graph, we will have about a net sales of $4.2 million during our 6th year. Our net income will be around 1.7 after 40% of the taxes are taken out, and our percent gross margin will be around 60%.
So if we're able to execute on this vision of trying to combine our 2 organizations, a non-for-profit research arm that does intellectual property development, alongside our commercial arm, connected by our vision of creating a more sustainable future that has social impact, we will create a sustainable future to infinity and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you. If I heard you correctly, it was $30,000 on the research side initially?
That's correct.
What does that go towards?
It's general operating, and also you can go to that. So most of the costing actually really goes to defining the legal structure very well between Gel Labs Research and Gel Labs Incorporated, because this is not necessarily a hybrid model that is typical, and so we have to make sure that we have our legal structure correct. So that's where most of the funding goes, as well as to some initial operating costs. No labor or salaries are taken within the first 2 quarters of the start of Gel Labs research.
So, did you run across any other examples of the nonprofit versus profit sharing IP in other companies that are doing it this way?
I did not, but I would say one of the things that I don't think I had a chance to mention was one of the reasons why Gel Labs Research would want to have a stake in Gel Labs Incorporated is 5% of Gel Labs Incorporated's gross sales actually go back into feeding Gel Labs Research. Yeah.
Were you able to quantify what the competitive advantages you have of this new biodegradable bait that would allow for such a rapid uptake?
I'm sorry, can you ask the...
Quantify the advantages versus the competitors that the Bass Pro Shops would say, this is the reason why I want to be purchasing your new bait?
Sure. Well, actually, because we have a new material that has properties that allow us to actually infuse it with bass attractants, there is not a bass attractant that exists, or a bass bait that currently exists like this, so there actually is no competitor to the product itself.
Good evening, my name is Erica Forrest. I'm a biology major and an innovation entrepreneurship and chemistry double minor at Muhlenberg College.
Now my turn. My name is Jose Galarza. I'm a biology major at Muhlenberg College with a minor in innovation entrepreneurship.
We're the founders of Hummingbird.
And we make accessories that matter.
450 million individuals worldwide suffer from some form of mental illness. One of those individuals is my sister. From movie nights to singing in the car at the top of our lungs, my sister and I are truly close, and she has a spark that is absolutely contagious. However, January of 2017, my sister was admitted into the psychiatric department of Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, and it was then when her spark seemed to be lost. After spending 4 weeks at CHOP, I had witnessed the darkest sides to mental health, but I was also able to witness evidence that these obstacles can be overcome. And now, with the support of my family and the incredible CHOP staff, my sister is now on a long, bright road to recovery. However, my sister's story is one of many, given that 13% of children ages 5 to 18 suffer from some form of mental illness. Shocked? That's because there's an overwhelming lack of mental health awareness in our communities. And after surveying 85 potential customers, a common fear among our customers was that they were merely afraid of talking about mental health.
So our company, Hummingbird, provides a solution to this problem by offering high-quality products that begins a crucial conversation. We're not only selling accessories, we're also selling a powerful message to our customers. With every sticker that we sell, so far we've been handing out an awareness card, which has our company's mission of what we're hoping we can make happen in the future, as well as a fact about mental health that sort of is going to help us increase awareness for different types of mental health, as well as educate others on mental health. As you can take a look on the screen, our logo, the Hummingbird, is filled with different symbols. For instance, the actual hummingbird symbolizes the many qualities that help to improve the mental health of an individual, such as joy, playfulness, being more present, etc. The exclamation point on the actual word and on the beak / eye represents the need to break the silence on mental health. And then the color teal is our sort of overall broad color, and that represents the various forms of mental health.
In reference to our business model, we're going to be selling our stickers for $3. Our company chose $3 specifically after surveying 50 potential customers, each who said that they would pay between $2 to $4 per sticker. So $3 specifically was chosen because we wanted to be cheaper than our competition while also making a substantial profit after taking that 50% donation into account. So right now, we're selling our stickers person to person, and we're using cash and Venmo. Our Stickers have been on the market for 2.5 weeks, and we've sold 75 stickers to date, and we plan on selling 160 more this upcoming summer alone. And in the context of financial projections, lots of crazy numbers on the screen. However, I'd like to direct your attention to the 2,913,000 number, which if we sell to 1% of our target market, which is college students ages 18 to 22, which we'll go into a little bit more detail in a moment, that's the amount of profit that we'll be making after taking the 30% fixed costs into account.
So the Hummingbird team's #1 priority is to offer our customers exceptional products at a great price, while also donating half of our profit to the currently to the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia Psychiatric Department. For our initial profit, we're planning on getting it from the stickers that we've been selling so far, as Erica mentioned before. Our target market right now includes college students from the ages of 18 to 22, as well as anyone else that's been impacted by mental health, which is a lot of people, surprisingly. Also, we're only targeting the Muhlenberg community as well as the greater Lehigh Valley area, but we're hoping to expand as we expand our business. Why Hummingbird? Hummingbird doesn't limit its customer profile because our products are so affordable and gender neutral. The current cost of running our business right now includes so far the stickers. That's going to change as we expand. For the stickers, we received 219 units for a price of about $107. And like I said, we're hoping to expand into other accessories like hats, wristbands, possibly even clothing as well, like shirts that signify the different forms of mental health. And as Eric also mentioned before, when we expand into hats and wristbands, and we only focus on selling to only 1% of our target market, we calculate that we would be earning about $1 million. So, yeah.
And just like every business, we do have our competition. For example, Livestrong, Love Your Melon, and Tom's 1 for 1 are just 3 examples of competitions that we have. However, after doing extensive market research, we have come to the conclusion that we are the only business that is donating for a mental health-based cause. And in addition, we're definitely unique in the sense of the value that our awareness cards add in the sense of that value of education. And lastly, we are unique in the sense of our management team because run by the 2 of us as well as 2 other Muhlenberg students, we ourselves fit the target profile that we're trying to reach, so we're able to understand the evolving wants, needs, and fears of our customers.
So far, we've been selling our stickers, and the stickers are serving as a way to increase the popularity of our brand. Right now, we're trying to push our logo into the community, and we've been having a lot of success with the stickers to our target market. Like Erica mentioned before, we've been selling a lot of these stickers, and it's only been roughly 2 weeks. We've been having a lot of success in that way. Our current market strategy includes word of mouth, as well as our online website. We're also hoping to expand to other social media outlets. Currently, it's only Twitter and Instagram, possibly also Facebook. With our Instagram page, we had various ideas. One of the most prominent ones was sort of taking pictures of our customers with our merchandise when they receive it, and sort of uploading it and making a hashtag to go around. For Twitter, like I mentioned before, we're hoping to include facts and educate others about the different types of mental health. So in our Twitter page, we're planning on sort of updating it weekly with different facts about mental health, having it get retweeted so we can further increase awareness and education. Also, recently I had the privilege of meeting Mike Posner, and I met a lot of his bandmates. He, as you can take a look at the picture up there, one of his saxophone player for his band, Jake Skesney. He put me on his Twitter page. He's telling everyone else to sort of support Hummingbird. Also, I was talking to Mike Posner. He told me he was sort of gonna push it too. Hopefully tonight we're gonna take a couple pictures with our Hummingbird merchandise. And he's meeting up next week with Nick and Joe Jonas. He's also gonna push our brand to them as well. So that should be interesting. And as you can take a look on the screen, it's some pictures of our online website. So we have our website right now is serving as a way to showcase our products. Top right picture is what we're planning on right now. You got the sticker on the right, and then the 2 of the 3 on the left are sort of future products that we want to sort of give out to our customers. Also, we have a story about ourselves and a way to get in touch with us.
So as I mentioned, our management team includes myself, Jose, and Muhlenberg students Ethan Gold and Jack Brennan. And we all have a lot of great strengths that we're able to bring to our business. And with the hard work of our management team, we've received a lot of customer validation. And just as our customers believe in what we're doing, we really hope that you do as well, because we truly do make accessories that matter. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's an inspiring story that you have.
Thank you.
Given all of the social media out there, what is it that you think you need to do to really rise above that and generate that outreach that gets you to 1% of the college population?
Yeah. So one of the steps that we've taken is definitely to get Mike Posner, for those who don't know, he sings that song cooler than me. I don't know, that's the only one I know. But it definitely helps to have that celebrity engagement as well. And as we'd mentioned, he's going to promote that to Joe Jonas and Nick Jonas, who are definitely popular. So that gives us a really big social media presence.
Thanks. And then I noticed on your sticker, you've got a lot of blank white space on the back. Did you think about putting your message on the back of the sticker as well?
So the issue that we had with that, it's a peel-off, so we didn't want people to just throw it away, thinking like, oh, it's just the wrapper. So that's why we chose to do the awareness card separately.
Quick question. You mentioned to benefit CHOP. What about other institutions?
So when we presented for the first innovation challenge, we right now currently, since Erica has a connection personally with CHOP, that's why we're focusing with them. After our presentation, someone approached us asking us the same question, and he also has different connections with various organizations across the country. So we're gonna hopefully work in conjunction with him to reach out to all these other organizations as well.
Have you contemplated what your next market might be when you hit this demographic, and what would be your next demographic?
So we've given that a lot of thought, and we really do think that mental health affects everybody in some form or another. So we think that we could use the diversity of mental health and the fact that it's definitely individual dependent to reach a wide variety of people. So right now, although we're focusing on our college community, we plan on expanding it, hopefully in addition to CHOP, to other organizations, so people feel more connected to our brand, just as I obviously am personally connected to it as well.
Insightful answer.
Thank you.
All right. So the judges now are going to have to head out with Wayne. Not because it's bad to head out with Wayne. I'm sorry, that came out wrong. You'll be fine with Wayne. But you don't get to stay here with us, so that's the disappointment. So the judges are going to head out, come up with a winner, and while they do that, we're going to hear from our sponsors. Before we hear from our sponsors, though, first, if I could have Escalap come up here, wherever you may be. Do we have the sponsor? No? Someplace? So come on up here to the podium. While they're doing that, and while the judges are trying to figure out who the winner is, we're going to try to use technology to figure out who you all like the best. So because I was looking for an easy way to figure that out, I thought I'd find a scheduling software and hammer into that. So how many of you used Doodle in the past? All right, so apparently Doodle lets you also just do surveys. So if you go to bit.ly, that's bit.ly/LVTech-biz, B-I-Z. All right, did I make that hard enough? So we have all of the sponsor talks to get through that. And if you can get to that and you can press a button, you can figure out which one you like the best, hit submit, and we'll see where that comes at the end. All right, go ahead. Oh, you didn't just write that down? Oh, all right. It's bit.ly, bit.ly/LVTech, just LVTech -biz with a Z, B-I-Z. All right. Now I'll mention it again in a second. So go ahead. Tell us about yourselves.
Can everyone hear me? Yes. Good. So, hi, my name is Stefan Schmiedberg. I'm with Escalap Biologics. We are a company located here in the Lehigh Valley. We're actually an American branch of a much larger German company called Escalap, and that is also part of the B. Braun family of companies. So a lot of you have probably seen the B. Braun headquarters or seen their products in the hospitals and ERs of the world. Our product and our company is specifically focused on regenerative medicine, and that is using cells from your own body to heal issues with your body, and we're specifically focused on healing knee cartilage defects so that we can help avert the long, painful road of arthritis that leads to total knee replacements. I'm going to let my colleague, Kathy Dawson, speak a little bit about our current activities and the clinical trial in which we're engaged.
So part of the fun of creating a new technology, at least when you're in the medical space, is that you then have to go through a variety of tests and trials to ensure the public and the FDA that the product that you are creating is both safe and efficacious, at least within the limits of the rigors of science. So we are currently undertaking a phase 3 clinical trial where we're looking to enroll about 230 patients at about 35 surgical centers into our clinical trial for focal cartilage defects of the knee. And folks who are enrolled into that trial will give consent, and they, if eligible, will be randomized to either our product or the standard of care. And in 2 years, we'll provide that data, we'll analyze it, and we'll take it to FDA or regulatory agencies, for example, in Canada, and hope to prove that we are safe and efficacious. So it's not just creating that technology, you then have to get it all the way to market. Well, you have to get it to the market, and then you have to do the expansion, commercialization, and development. And if you happen to know somebody who has a bum knee, we've got some great orthopedists here in the Valley participating in our trial. Thank you.
Just one more note, though. Just so you know that this is actually a tried and true proven technology. It's actually being used in Europe. There's been over 12,000 implantations to date with a very 15,000. Sorry, lost track. And there's about a 90% success rate. So it's really restored a lot of quality of life, reduction of pain, and improved function in the knees of people throughout the world.
Do you have any IRB members present? This is all under study. These are not official claims.
All right, thank you. City Center. We have somebody from City Center, and while they're coming up, and it's the URL is bit.ly, so it's bit, it's a dot, it's an ly, and there's a slash after that. LVTech-biz, B-I-Z. No one can figure. You can use either podium. Both are live. So just tell us why you're awesome and why what you're doing for why you are an entrepreneurial-minded organization.
City Center, I was looking up as this was going on the definition of innovation, entrepreneurial, and just trying to figure out where we fit in it. And I think it's everywhere and in between. So innovative, if I may, for a moment. The reason City Center is innovative is the use of the NIS. Some of you might have heard about the NIS that was passed. It's a tax incentive, if you will. And that is by far one of the most innovative things that has happened for this region ever. As a result of that, the passion of J.B. Riley, who we work for, was able to think to take his passion and start building a legacy that's bigger than any of us. So as a result of that, he has started, and now with the team I work with, to revitalize downtown Allentown. And why are we here? Because we look forward to being the home for many of you as your businesses grow. We're looking at creating areas within downtown Allentown that are innovative centers to create those incubators for companies like yourselves to grow and help everybody here make the Lehigh Valley a better place, and in particular downtown Allentown. So thanks.
Thank you. All right, anybody from Follett? Follett. And I guess I could say the URL again, but you all know it, right? Because it's bit.ly/LVTech-biz, right? Right? You know that, so I don't have to say it. All right, so tell us about your company.
Okay, so I'm Rich Hooper, I'm with Follett, and we make ice machines, ice and water dispensers, and medical grade refrigerators. So think of it this way. So if you go to Chick-fil-A tonight and you buy a nice tea when you're there, you're gonna get Follett ice in your cup. It's the same ice they had here, it's that little nugget ice. So you drink that soda at Chick-fil-A on the way home, you trip and fall, you gotta go to the hospital. So now you're at the hospital, you're in the ER, they bring you a cup of ice and water. The odds are 1 in 2 that ice is Follett ice. And when they stick it on your elbow, the odds are 1 in 2 that that's Follett ice. Now you hit yourself, you hurt yourself, you have to stay in the hospital, you go up to your room, you have to have some kind of drug come up from the pharmacy. They have to put it in a refrigerator because they have to keep it cold. Again, the odds are 1 in 2 that refrigerator is a Follett refrigerator. So that's what we do, and we think of ourselves, we're a manufacturer, but we think of ourselves as an innovative company. We have grown, I've been there 7 years, we've tripled in sales, we've added hundreds of employees, we've grown at a much faster rate than the market. And the reason I think we grow is because we have innovative solutions. We got lots of engineers. We got lots of marketing people who focus on making people's lives better, whether it's from having a drink or having a better experience in a hospital or having a better outcome because you have a refrigerator that keeps your pharmaceutical the temperature it's supposed to be. That's it. Thanks.
All right, next up is, I'm the first one to ask, you all voted, right? Right? Okay, Northampton. Jeff, come tell us a little bit about Northampton Community College. Don't show off the trophy yet.
You should say that website again. Well, how many people actually got it in? Hi, my name is Jeff Berner. I'm from Northampton Community College. I am the... All right, good. Wow, we have some fans. I'm the director of the Fab Lab. We're a growing and very, very vital place for innovation and just basic skills and learning about all the technology that's going on around us. And that's basically what we did. So you can come in and you work. It's completely for the community. The exciting news is that in about 12 to 18 months, we'll be expanding into the Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. And our new director is here somewhere. Is Raja here? Yes, where's Raja? Yep. Stand up. So, thank you, and we're really happy to have him. He comes from Columbia College in Missouri. Yep. So we're going to be together. We're going to be working on putting together, I think, one of the best entrepreneurship centers in the country. So we have 25 very, very dedicated instructors right now, and 20 of them are entrepreneurs themselves. So, we're really excited. We have a lot to work with. So, thank you very much. I hope you come by.
All right, well, we have somebody from Olympus, and did you come with your own cheering section? Because that's the, okay, all right, you're there. So, only 37 votes though, and there's more than 37 of you here. So again, that's bit.ly/LVTech-biz.
Hi, my name is Kristen Sawyer, and I actually work on the talent acquisition team within HR at Olympus. Our headquarters are in Center Valley, right over next to the Promenade Shops. We are actually a child of our parent company, which is in Tokyo. They were actually founded in Tokyo in 1919. We moved to the United States in the 60s. Initially, we were in Long Island, moved to the Lehigh Valley about 10 years ago. Most people know the Olympus name for cameras on our consumer side. Actually, the smallest part of our business, as we all know, point and shoot cameras, not really something that we need anymore. So we really focus on professional grade cameras. Moving on to other business lines, our biggest business line is actually in our medical systems group. We develop minimally invasive surgery equipment and minimally invasive patient care equipment for gastroenterology, urology, gynecology. When you have to go get that great colonoscopy one day, probably going to be an Olympus product. So really using a lot of technology and innovation to try and have people live healthier lives. We also try to help people live safer lives. We have one more business line, which is our scientific solutions group. They create industrial grade microscopes for research, and then also X-ray and ultrasound equipment that actually uses, it's for testing on equipment like airplanes, so that they can ensure a plane is operating correctly without actually having to take it apart. So goal at Olympus is to help people live healthier lives and also more fulfilling lives. From entrepreneurship, obviously, we have a lot of different products. So we invite people to come work for us, help us develop new products and better products every day using innovation and technology. So, thank you.
All right, since by popular demand, you spell biz, B-I-Z. So it's LVTech-biz, all right? Do we have anybody from PPL here? PPL, all right. So come up and tell us why you are an innovative leader and entrepreneurial focus, all that kind of fun stuff. And take as much time as you want, because I think the judges are deliberating, and I'm just going to have to do a little bit of song and dance then to keep people entertained, and no one wants to see that.
Then I will do my stand-up routine. I had no idea. Nobody got a laugh out of that. All right. Tough crowd. All right. My name is John Davis. I'm with PPL. I manage all of our commercial and industrial accounts. So many of you are key customers of ours here in the Lehigh Valley and Pennsylvania territory. So people are wondering, how can PPL be innovative? We own all the wires and poles and electricity, 100-year-old company. How can we possibly be innovative? So great question. A couple of things. There's a couple of reasons why. Many of you local, young entrepreneurs, when you open up a business and you do have the brick and mortar spot, you become one of our customers. And one of my goals is managing C&I customers is making sure that you can get off the ground. Now, what does that mean? Well, that means providing you services in and around how to save you money on your energy bill, which helps a lot of small fledgling companies get off the ground. The more my money I can save you, the more you can invest it into the future, right? So it is kind of a partnership from that standpoint. We also are investing heavily at PPL and in our own innovation lab. So right there in the big PPL building, the 7th floor, we've created our own innovation lab. It's very modern in design. And it's a way for PPL employees to get together and come up with solutions, innovative ideas to solve our own business challenges. So a lot of people think, well, what's challenging for, again, poles and wires for PPL? Innovation comes in many forms, not just entrepreneurial ideas, but also ways to save money, ways to improve new products, ways to customer experience. How do we engage our customers better, right? Not just the standard utility, here's the bill, pay it, right? So a lot of reasons for there. And the other reason why, and the thing that I'm most interested in, is a lot of innovative ideas are coming right now in what we call distributed generation. Anybody knows what that is? It's solar, CHP, it's your battery storage, so Tesla and all these other things. That is really a disruptive technology that a lot of entrepreneurs are coming up with new ideas every day. And that's obviously impacting utilities across the country, not just PPL. So we're looking at ways to engage those companies and how can we partner together versus work against each other and provide a better overall customer experience for our customers. And then that creates sustainability for a lot of our big national customers who are looking at, they're looking to go more ways to be more green, reduce their carbon footprint, and that type of thing. So a lot of things that we're working on in that area in order to, again, to help improve our customer experience. So thank you all for having us, and we're certainly appreciative of being here.
All right, I'm going to see, is there anybody from LVTech? Because they sponsored, but I don't think they sent anybody. I just want to make sure. All right, we're in trouble because now it's just me and you and judges. Sure.
So can we use show of hands to vote?
No. What was the address? It's bit.ly, bit.ly/LVTech, LVTECH, dash, like not an underscore, but a dash, BIZ. So, and once you do that, you can join the 39 other people, I think. How many people are here? Can we count off by ones? No, this isn't kindergarten. We're not going to do that. All right, so I used up all my material on the upcoming meetups, but let me say, how many of you came here because you wanted to see some interesting ideas? Maybe be inspired to build something, to do something yourself, something like that. This fall, how many of you have ever been to LV Hack in the past? Our hackathon. All right, about 10 of you. The rest of you can come too. That would make it even better. So LV Hack, we usually have in the spring. We're going to have it in the fall this year, probably somewhere in October. It's just a 3-day event, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Come work on something, build something that that's been kind of bouncing around in your head, prototype it. Usually we don't have the venue yet. We should soon. A lot of times we have a venue near some type of location that has interesting tools like 3D printers. One time we had it in Baker Institute, where they have a plethora of 3D printers and some prototyping capability. One time we had it at the 6th floor of the NCC Southside campus, where we could go down to the 3rd floor to the Fab Lab and use dangerous things like table saws and band saws and also 3D printers, things like that. Last year we had it at the Bridgeworks Enterprise Center, which is a co-working space, and well, more than a co-working space. They have a co-working space. We held it in the co-working space, and right across they have Make LV. How many of you have ever heard of Make LV? It's our local maker space. Not many. You should look into that if you like making things, because it's a crazy group of people. Anthony, don't listen to this part. They have like a laser there that's supposed to sinter. It's really cool, and they never fire it up, but yeah, he shouldn't know about it, but they do it when he's not there. But bunch of crazy people. They haven't burned down the building, which is a plus. Bunch of crazy people that just want to help each other learn and do something new. So you should check them out. What was that? Yeah, and they have an incubator there as well. So we had it there. last year, so lots of fun. In fact, last year, my, what was she, 7-year-old, and another girl, I think who was 8, prototyped a chocolate 3D printer using a syringe and a stepper motor, and they printed out, I forget what they printed out in the end, what shape it was, but they actually got it to work. So it took them 3 days, but they were able to prototype a chocolate 3D printer. So if my 7-year-old can do that with a little help from other people, you can definitely do something amazing at one of our hackathons. So definitely check that out, and I say check that out, but I don't have the link yet. So tomorrow, I promise, tomorrow if you go to LehighValleyTech.org, there will be a link for the hackathon. Just click on that and put an email address if you want to know when this information goes online. Oh my, Wayne is still not back. You have a question, sir? He has the website, because apparently this typing thing is difficult. So the website is over there. The gentleman with the straight tie has the website. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you, please don't leave the room, because if you leave the room, there's no coming back. We will never get you all back. Yes?
Can I make a public service announcement?
Yeah, oh, definitely. This is going to make a public service announcement.
So, does anybody in the room like TED Talks? Lots of TED Talk people. Does anybody in the room know who in this room has done a TED Talk? It's not me. In the back, someone thinks they know. Who might it be?
I think Tim has done one.
I think perhaps Tim has done a TED Talk. So on this very night, down the hill at PBS 39, we are live streaming the TED Talks from Vancouver as a way to invite and excite the Lehigh Valley community for the TEDx Lehigh River TED Talks, which will take place in October. And I think 3 years ago, 2 years ago, Tim was one of our most popular TED Talk speakers that we have seen. Would you care to deliver that talk? No, I wouldn't do that. I just want to put in a plug for TEDx Lehigh River, October 21st at Symphony Hall. The Baker Institute at Lehigh, for which I am the director, is one of the founding partners, and I just came from there, so I'm wearing their name tag, not your name tag. Anyway, you should Google Tim's TED Talk. You'll really enjoy it. Thanks.
All right. So, with that, I'm going to say mill around the room, talk to people. Lots of bright, interesting individuals here. Meet some people you may not have talked to before. Don't leave the room, because we won't get you back. Yes, another question. What's my last name? Lytle, L-Y-T-L-E. Dude, the gentleman over there is going to write that down right now. The one with the straight tie. He'll be able to give you all the information. So, yeah, like I say, mill around. When Wayne gets back, we'll have a verdict. These judges, I tell you, they just go back and forth. It's very hard. Can anyone hum really loudly so it's like music?
Somebody met his judge 2 words. You got a white Yeah. That would be a question I'd probably ask Rob or Alan. Or that from him. EO to you. Right. Probably. Why would he give us our own contract?
Well, I had to give the hand.
Oh, they can reference it. Okay. I guess. I don't know. I think he did a fabulous job because I was like, yeah, exactly. It's like, is there anybody who can do the internet? I said, no, I think oh, yours is the meeting or whatever. And so I was like, well, ask if you're like, thanks for, and then he said to me this morning, I was like, oh, yeah, you could be right up there. Don't go to the gym. Thank you, probably $20 a month. Well, it was funny because he told me about it. It sounded good. Like, no, I'm gonna go to my window lounge. Yeah. Go by yourself. Maybe you described it sound like an episode of Shark Tank. Yeah.
Judges are on their way back.
Judges are coming back. We hear. So if you can grab a seat and pretend like you were waiting in silence. Never mind, they're already back. Wait, are the judges back? It's just you. Okay, the judges are back. All right.
Just you.
So, Tim Lightlet says here, I welcomes back the judges. Welcome, judges. Yes. Yep. And introduces Eric from Victaulic. So you're going to tell us also how awesome Victaulic is, and how innovative it is, and how entrepreneurial minded it is, right? Yeah. Don't. That's the thing. That's the thing. All right. Yeah. And Eric is responsible for the T-shirts, not the content of the T-shirts, but the T-shirts. Wayne is responsible for the content. No, I turned it off.
Where's Wayne? Is Wayne? I do know who Eminem is, and I can't play his music in front of my 12 or 8-year-old, but I know Eminem. Yeah, exactly. Everybody here? Excellent. So Eric Luftig, I'm Vice President at Victaulic. We're headquartered in Easton, Pennsylvania, and very proud to support this event because it truly aligns with our focus at Victaulic on innovation and on just the overall entrepreneurial spirit. We're a global leader in mechanical pipe joining systems. You can find us in 130 countries around the world. You can find us actually in buildings such as this for commercial construction, for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, fire protection. You can also find us here in the Valley locally and behind the scenes of the PPL Center and Arts Quest and many other facilities. You also find us in large industrial situations where you might use our products, people use our products in oil and gas facilities or mining, water. And very similar to some of the presentations we saw here, fantastic presentations I should say, our company started almost 100 years ago with one big, new, innovative idea, and that was a faster way to be able to join piping systems together. And here we are 100 years later, and we're still just getting started. That one big idea transformed into a company that's 4,000 people, 40 facilities around the world, over 1,900 patents since that time. And it's because of that entrepreneurial spirit and that level of innovation that you all demonstrated, similar to what we have at Victaulic, that's allowed us to continue to grow. We know that innovation, entrepreneurial spirit, really comes from intellectual curiosity. And I think we all saw tonight a certain level of intellectual curiosity that occurred with all these students in the different areas that they've investigated and researched. And I just do want to give a round of applause to all of them for the time that they spent with that intellectual curiosity. It was definitely on display. Before we get started with the awards, I would like to thank Lehigh Valley Tech and Ben Franklin Tech Ventures. I think it's a fantastic idea. So similar to the ideas we heard tonight, I think they've got this one big, new, innovative idea, and I'm confident that this will continue to grow year after year as more schools and more sponsors get involved. I'd also like to thank my fellow judges. We've got Mike from Follett and Peter from Merck. So thank you for both joining. Wayne, a fantastic job in organizing this event. I would like to thank all the sponsors. So you heard from them earlier and you saw them in the other room, and without all the sponsors, this wouldn't be possible, and I'm very hopeful and confident that next year we'll have that many more sponsors for this event. And then most importantly, I want to thank the schools and the students that represent your schools. We saw just some fantastic presentations today, some great big ideas. Again, intellectual curiosity on display. So thank you all. So I thought it would be maybe most appropriate to ask Peter, Mike, and maybe Wayne as well to come up and join me as we announce the winners of the inaugural business pitch competition.
I feel tense.
Yeah. What was the award where they gave the wrong? I think it was the Oscars, right? We're not going to have one of those moments here. Excellent. So we've been tasked, and this was tough, to select 2 out of the 6, a runner-up and a winner. And there's a lot of discussion and debate. We were looking at the concept. We were looking at the due diligence that was done. We were looking at the overall presentation, how it was presented, how the different participants shared their information. And I'll tell you, I think if we combine all 6 together, we've got one hell of a company. You guys were fantastic. But we had to select 2. So we'll start with the runner-up. And I'm going to do my best to get the names correct. We've got from Lehigh University, Kira Gobes and Kelsey Strobel. If you guys can come on up as the runner-up. Somebody have a camera, maybe we could have a quick picture with these 2. No, we'll get that afterwards. Good idea. We'll do that afterwards. So, again, congratulations.
What'd they win?
Valuable gifts and prizes.
$500 for the runner-up, $1,000 for the winner that will be announced.
Yep. And the winner of the inaugural Lehigh Valley Collegiate Business Pitch Summit is Kenneth Keat from Lehigh Valley, Penn State. You want to? Hold on. Oh, okay. Here we go. Kenneth, hold on. I haven't even seen this yet, nor have the other judges. Wayne, have you even seen this yet? So, and this was, maybe we could speak to who
This was created and built right up to the last second by Hampton Community College and Jeff Berner and his team down there.
So we'll make sure that that your name and the school will be proudly displayed on this plaque as the 2017 winner. Where's the best place to take it? Oh, Wayne, you maybe have everyone come up take pictures in a second.
Yeah, we can do that now. Yep. Yep. Well, you know what? Why don't we close it? Why don't we close out? We'll grab pictures.
Alrighty, that's it. Thanks for coming. There is wait. Oh yeah, you guys voted, didn't you? Right. Y'all know that URL now, right? Okay. So by a significant amount, the People's Choice. Look, I'm just hitting F5 right now. So if you're in the midst, by a significant amount, the winner for the People's Choice, which I think, Wayne, what do they win?
$100.
$100, and all of the leftover sandwiches that they can grab on the way out. As well can all of you. because we're all winners here, is Lehigh University. So I don't have a thing to give you right now, I'm sorry, but you can get the sandwiches down the hall. And, yeah, we'll figure all that out. So thank you for coming. Like I said, check out the meetup site for more LVTech stuff and grab some food on the way out if you're hungry. Winners find Wayne for pictures. I'm sorry. We replicated the Oscars. I read the wrong thing. This is what I get for using scheduling software to run a poll. No, I'm not kidding. This is really something that happened, just like at the Oscars, although we also didn't plan it. I'm going to blame my accounting firm later. It's Lafayette College. I'm sorry. But we're just as exciting as the Oscars, no? That's right. Next year this will be run by Steve Harvey. I know that was a different thing. Y'all can still have sandwiches.
Wow.